You know, school days really gets talked about a lot, doesn't it? But usually for all the wrong reasons. Um, People remember the shock values, the endings, all the memes. But for me, school days has recently become very personal for me. Something I'll probably, like many of you, probably wouldn't forget. Because I played it for the first time, I didn't just see a visual novel full of drama. I saw characters that felt very real, emotional, conflicted, and of course, human. Amidst of all this, of the three main characters, and one character especially has stood out to me, and her name is Sekai Saionji. The first time I played School Days HQ'd, I of course followed a guide. This isn't my first time playing visual novels, but anytime that I do play one, I want to make sure I'm, following the right path. I didn't want to make the wrong choices. I just wanted to see how things were supposed to end, at least the good way. But the second time, I decided to not use the guide. I threw it away. I wanted to trust my instincts, so I ended up making my own decision. And without even realizing it, I found myself drawn back to Sekai's route. Not because it was easy, but because to me it felt like it was right. People online love to call her manipulative or dramatic, or the reason why she set Makoto in the wrong path. I wanted to remind people that the anime also taught, while it also teaches you a lesson, it's also an amalgamy of like all the bad choices of every single character involved, including Makoto Ito and especially Sekai. But of course, I've never saw her that way. I saw a girl who wanted to be loved, who wanted to be accepted, even when she didn't know how to express it. Yet she made mistakes. She definitely wasn't perfect, but that's what made her real to me. When I first watched the anime, I'll be honest, that final episode really did hit me hard. It wasn't shock or anger, it was just sadness for Sekai. She was just as much of a victim in all this as much as the other two were. Well, maybe not so much Makoto, but definitely her and Kotonoha, in my opinion anyway. They both got caught, both her and Kotonoha both got caught in something that no one was mature enough to handle. And it made me realize that School Days wasn't about cruelty. It was definitely about emotions, regret, and how fragile people can be. Every time I went back and replayed the routes, I understood a lot more. By the third time, I'd see it everything. Sekai's route, Kotonoha's route, and finally the route where both heroines got their closure. You know the one where you end up with both of them. I call it my own Operation Skull, inspired by the anime and another visual novel called Steins Gate. A mission to where I can give these characters, these girls, the peace without changing their world. Because even if I couldn't rewrite their stories or fate, I could still make sure that they found the happiness in mine. And in doing that, I realized something important. I wasn't just playing a visual novel, I was connecting with a story that made me feel, and with characters who reminded me what empathy truly means. Even now, from the time that I played it for the first time, or the time that I watched it for the first time, I still think about Sekai. Her character represents something that I really value. The idea that everyone deserves to be understood. That even the most flawed people have good hearts. And that love and its messiness is something that's worth believing. And that, of course, also reflects the current relationships I have with my friends, the one that I have that's currently my girlfriend. Like, it made me realize the mistakes that Makoto made, that I would be damned to repeat the mistakes that he made to make, you know, myself the worst version of me. And I wouldn't want that for anyone. And maybe that's why school days mean so much to me, because it showed that people can break and still deserve compassion. Sekai Saionji isn't another anime girl. To me, she's a reminder of that emotion, sincerity, and forgiveness matters more than perfection. So the next time if you ever play School Days or watch it again, perhaps try to look beyond the memes and past and look at people behind it. Because for me, this wasn't just a game or an anime. It was more about learning to understand someone like Sekai Saionji, and maybe through her, understand a little bit more about myself. And I also want to give a shout out to Shiho Karagi, the say behind Sekai. If you guys didn't know, Shiho-san uses a VTuber model based on Sekai Saionji herself. So if you want to support a series in a different meta like, you know, true way, definitely tune into her streams because they're very entertaining, and Shiho-san is very sweet on top of that. But yeah, there we have it. Take care, beyond our demons, until the next, video. See you guys.